My name is Rahul, and these are my teammates, Isabelle, Martin, and Zach. Now, while all of us have access to quality education, go to great schools like Tufts and BU and all the other schools, only 1% of youth refugees in the world go to university. Now, Konexio has established a platform that educates refugees in France on information communication technologies. It is also noted or said that 80% of the learning takes place between a mentor and a mentee. So we decided to build on that and help these refugees by establishing a platform that connects these refugees in France with mentors across the world. These mentors can assist students with technical skills, career development skills, or personal development, or a combination of any of these three. When considering this approach and solution to this problem, we adopted a design thinking approach to consider the pain points, customer mind mapping, understand all aspects of the international development of this project, and also understand how this process differs for a student as opposed to a mentor.
It's really important for us to separate exactly what a mentor and what a student was looking for out of this type of application. A mentor is looking for an opportunity to give back to the community and help a vulnerable population integrate into their society. They're in a much less vulnerable state and are therefore much more likely to come to this with an open mind and without any fear of any possible repercussions. On the other hand, refugees are much more vulnerable, have a lot more uncertainty, and often don't exactly know what they'll get out of a mentor relationship with someone who is a technology professional. Therefore, it is incredibly important to us to elaborate the exact relationship that this type of mentoring would have for the refugees.
So after talking with the representatives from the NGO, we built up our persona. We realized that our users were aged 20 to 30, students from refugees from countries in the area, and their main languages were English. However, their issue is that they might not have the capability of accessing this program at home. Therefore, they'd be using this after school with the computers provided. Based on our personas, we developed a platform that was simple, easy to use, and effective. So basically, this is what it's going to look like. Can you go back? Sorry. So this is what it's going to look like if you're a mentor, for example. You're going to log in, and you're going to see a list of people that have already connected with you through the program, and you're going to have a link to email them directly. And then you also have a list of recommended students who are either similar to your field or just like, for example, you can see like they're interested in the tech, career, or personal guidance. So on the mentee side, you get this page. So you have the list of mentors you're already connected with, and the recommended ones also based on similar interests and fields. And then you can notice at the bottom, there's actually a progress bar, which would help students be more productive and kind of push them through the program a bit more. And then once we realized that, yeah, matching is very important, but we also wanted to facilitate a community within the student body, so we developed a forum. This is a place where students can post any questions. For example, how do I write nested loops in C++? How do I structure my portfolio? Or issues with speaking French, for example. Just all issues that these refugees would face in France. So from there, mentors or students can answer questions.
I assume we kind of ran out of time to present on this. We also have a demo if you are interested in doing the Q&A. First, show it.
Yeah, let's see the demo.
Do you want to explain what was up there? Basically, the idea of this chart with all these pictures is to utilize the power of the cloud to provide a really scalable and also really cheap architecture for our NGO. Because during our short client interview, we learned that one of the biggest issues is that they don't really have a really flexible budget, if any at all. And so utilizing things like S3 and Lambda, the serverless approach, we can create a structure which uses minimal resources only when they're needed. And during the growth stage of the NGO, it will fit within the free tier that AWS will offer. So they will have that leeway to build up their product, gain momentum, and eventually get funding so that they can fund this and other ventures.
We take some time. Have any?
There's been a lot of great Konexio presentations today. We're going to have very creative responses to this very challenging problem. Shouts out to all the Konexio developers out there.
So this is like your typical sign-in form. So the way it works is that students actually don't have to sign up for accounts. They already do that when they register through the program. So the only people that would be signing up are mentors. But say you already have it, this is like your mentor board, kind of like similar to how like the final UI I showed you would like be like. And then this is the forum that has the options.
We like to keep it simple to ensure that the students are focusing on their work, and ultimately they're not going to be spending a lot of time searching for a mentor. We imagine that after a few conversations, perhaps via email, the mentorship relationship would transition toward a texting or Facebook Messenger conversation. So the goal is to, as efficiently as possible, match up the students with mentors to create a long-lasting and beneficial relationship.
Ask a question. Where do the Lambda functions come in? Like, do you call them to populate something?
So the way we envision to do it is to have the whole API essentially broken down and use API gateway for each point in your API, essentially just calling a Lambda function. So you serve your static pages, so like a single page application from Amazon S3, from like Route 53, and it just gives you the static page. That'll call the API, and then you can get your data from there. And then you get the full benefit of being able to run just single functions and just have that very limited resource instead of spinning up servers for hours and hours without actually using them and just paying for something you're not using.
Great, thank you.